Good news, everyone, and welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about Kabaneri of the Iron Fortress, or Koto-CloZee no Kabaneri. This is an anime by Wit Studio, the studio that also brought us Attack on Titan. The plot is that there's this mysterious virus going around turning people into Kabane, and it's spreading rapidly and aggressively. And the Kabaneri are basically like zombies, and everyone lives in these walled cities, and there are people that live on trains that go between these cities. The story takes place on one of these trains, the Koto-CloZee. The story overall is pretty good. I can't really complain about it, but there are some things that are lacking, mostly in the character development department. Speaking of the characters, the main character is Ikoma, a young boy who makes a living as a steamsmith, and he develops this bolt weapon in order to defeat the Kabane. When the Kabane invade his city, he is able to successfully test his weapon, but in the meantime, he's bitten by one of the Kabaneri, which in turn will turn him into a Kabaneri. But to prevent that, he has his neck collar that holds his carotid artery, which transforms him into a Kabaneri. Another one of the main characters is Mume. She is the main female lead, and she is a pretty good character. I typically enjoy her. She's probably the character that gets the most character development over the course of the story, but it's not much still. Other characters include Ayame, Yomogawa, and Kurusu. They're the two other main characters, but when it comes to character development, they both sorely lack any. Like, throughout the entire anime, they pretty much stay the same. Their goals and things remain the constant. If I were to talk about anything else, I'd have to say that the art is really good. Like, it's one of the better looking anime that have come out recently, and if you really enjoyed the art style of Attack on Titans and other series like that, it's really good. Other things that talk about the voice acting was also pretty good, and a lot of the characters were fun to watch. And it was nice to see the quiet moments and the scenery. Whenever the characters had quiet moments, they actually had quiet moments, and you really got a good insight to how characters thought during those times. But at the same time, they could have done better with, progressing this plot more, because the plot doesn't really get going until like the last few episodes when the main villain comes into the picture. All in all, I think that the series could have done better if it were longer. If I were to say give it a rating now, I would probably give it a 7 out of 10. Now, I will recommend you to watch it. It is a really good series to watch. The action's really good, and the choreography and the fight scenes is amazing. CG is good. The CG was really well blended with the normal style. There were some scenes where they rendered some of the characters in CG that stood out a bit more than the other scenes, but for the most part, it's not distracting. But all in all, it's a good series, and I would recommend it to anyone that likes Attack on Titan.